All right, so what's the oldest? We have any 8th graders here?
No.
7th graders? How many 7th graders here? All right, so, you know, especially you 7th graders, you guys are the oldest guys out here, so the expectation is probably that you're the leaders here at this practice, all right? And I want to start, and I'm looking for some of you 7th graders to go ahead and answer this for me. Somebody give me, kind of define or give me a characteristic that a great leader has. Who can tell me something that leaders do really well? Don't be shy, no wrong answers here. What you got? All right, he said they lead people. That's a good start. Let's see if we can expand on that. All right, he said always stay positive. Really good one. What do you got? All right, not afraid to take the blame. That's good. They bring their team up. All right, last one. What do you got? Being a team player. All right, good. All guys, all good answers. All right, all things that I think are very true, that most leaders do stay positive and they do bring their team up and they do take the blame when things go wrong. All right, but I'm going to get a little more in depth. For me, all right, what I think that leadership means, all right, I think that it means making empowered decisions and actions. Okay, what I mean by that is making the best decisions and the best choices in terms of your actions in the hardest situations, all right, in the most challenging situations when things aren't going according to plan. All right, and what I mean by that is when we walk out on a lacrosse field and we score 10 goals and we're winning 10-0 at halftime, all right, everybody's a great leader in that moment. All right, it's not very hard to be a great leader when everything's going right. We go in the huddle, we say, great job, congratulations, keep doing what we're doing. It's a pretty easy job, all right? The great leaders and the real leaders, they stand up and they show when things aren't going according to plan or when they're faced with a challenge, right? When instead of us coming out and taking the lead, the other team came out and scored 5 or 6 goals early on. And some of my teammates are yelling at the ref and a couple of my teammates are arguing over here. All right, those are the moments where real leadership steps up. Okay, real leaders have the ability to accept the circumstances for where they're at. All right, when things aren't going according to plan, instead of harping on why are we in the situation we're in, why are we down 5 or 6 goals, you know, what's going on that's created this situation, great leaders just focus forward. Okay, they accept what happened, they rebound quickly, all right, they remain calm, which I think is one of the things we said, and they make the next best decision, the next right action. Okay, and that action isn't necessarily, you know, inspiring your team with a pregame speech, right? Some of the best captains that I've ever played for don't say a whole lot, okay? But what they do is they pay attention to their own behaviors and their own actions, right? And they're not the ones that are blaming the refs or blaming the teammates or blaming all the outside circumstances, all right? The best leaders that I've played with are the guys that just focus on what they can control, all right? They always focus on the next right decision or the next right action, all right? And they always show up calm, cool, and collected when things don't go according to plan. All right, so I've been lucky enough, guys, to win the national championship at the college level in 2012 at Loyola University. All right, and I've been lucky enough to play in some playoff games at the professional level and to have quite a few accomplishments. But for me, the most important thing has always been being elected captain. All right, and it always will be. If you ask me what's my best accomplishment as a lacrosse player, I'll always tell you it's to be voted the captain of a team. Okay, and again, I was lucky enough to be a captain twice at Loyola University, my junior and senior year. Then in my 3rd year in the MLL, I was a captain of the Boston Cannons, and now this will be my 2nd year with that honor for the Atlanta Blaze. So it's something that I take very seriously, and I wanted to bring it up and I wanted to talk a little bit about it because I'd encourage all of you guys to strive to be captains on any team that you're on. All right, and another quality of those guys and some of the best leaders that I've played for is that's who they are all the time. Okay, if you act one way and you're not somebody who does the right things or says the right things in class or at home, and then you come out on the field and you try to start behaving like a leader, your buddies aren't going to buy it because they know who you are other times. All right, but if you're doing the right things and doing your absolute best to focus on what you can control, the next right decision, the next right action in all facets of your life, well then when you step on the lacrosse field and things aren't going according to plan, all your buddies are going to look at you because they're used to seeing you step up and make the right decisions in those other situations, so they know that you're going to carry that over onto the lacrosse field. Okay, so going forward, as you guys continue to play this great sport, I just encourage you to strive to have the best stick, strive to be the fastest guy, all right, but also strive to be a captain on your team, strive to be a leader on your team. All right, when we won the national championship in 2012, we had 4 captains there were probably 15 or 16 guys on that team that could have been voted captain. All right, the more leaders, the more captains you have on a team, the better off you're going to be. Okay, so on top of all these other things that you guys are working on and learning on, all right, and especially you 7th graders as you get older and inch towards high school, really take that seriously and hold yourself to another standard. Again, not just in practice, not just during games, but all the time and all the different things you do in life. Be a leader in the classroom, right? Be a leader at home, taking care of what you need to take care of, doing what your parents say. Be a leader amongst your friends when you guys are hanging out socially. Right? Strive to be a leader in all the different phases of your life, not just on the lacrosse field. So next thing I want to talk about quickly is another thing that's very, very important to me. All right, what do you guys think that the number one most important thing of a lacrosse player is? What do you got? Stick work. All right, that's all I need right there. My man gets it. He gets it. Stick work. All right, guys, I play pro lacrosse. I'm going into my 5th season. Okay, I'm not that big. I'm not that strong. All right, I wanted to play in the NBA, but I wasn't going to be tall enough. All right, and that's always been my favorite part of this sport. All right, great lacrosse players come in all shapes and sizes, all different speeds. It really doesn't matter. What matters is how good you are with this thing. All right, because you could be the greatest athlete in the world, but if you don't know what you're doing with this, you're going to be limited in how far you can make it. You could be the worst athlete in the world, but if you're really good at this, you could be John Grant Jr. and be one of the best players of all time. Right? So this right here is the most important part of this sport. Okay, when I was your guys' age and I was playing in rec leagues just like this, I fell in love with a lacrosse stick. Right? You could never get this thing out of my hands. And I played lots of different sports. I played basketball and football and swimming and cross country. But what do you got? What do you play?
I play swim, baseball, basketball.
You hear that?
Lacrosse.
5-sport athlete right there, right? All different sports, but the one thing that was constant for me was I would come home at night and I would play with this. All right, I could practice basketball for 3 or 4 hours, and I would come home at night and I would pick up my lacrosse stick and I would carry it around my house. All right, I'd get a tennis ball and I'd throw it up and mark up my walls. I'd get a lacrosse ball, I'd go in my unfinished basement and I'd play until I broke windows. All right, my dad probably fixed 15 or 20 windows in my lifetime before he made me learn how to do it. Okay, if you really want to be great at the sport, if you love it, you've got to get this thing in your hands all the time. Carry it to school. 10 minutes. So most of the schools around here are brick. 10 minutes before school on the brick wall. 10 minutes after school on the brick wall. All right, I'm sleeping with it. I'm touching my pocket. All right, I'm getting to know this thing like it's my best friend. All right, and that would be the biggest recommendation I have for you guys is to really commit to loving your stick. All right, take care of your stick. Love your stick. If you treat this thing well, it'll treat you well. All right, and to go a little bit further on that, let's talk about the fundamentals of stick work. All right, I know that you guys have really good coaches out here, some of them that I know personally that do a great job, but when I come out and I watch lacrosse, I still see a lot of bad habits, especially at the young ages, okay? The first thing that you need to learn to do with this stick is for it to live right here on your shoulder, right here, all right? Even when you're in practice standing in line, your stick should be sitting right here on your shoulder, all right? When I pick up a lacrosse stick, naturally, boom, this is where I bring it, all right? Because this is the most dangerous position in lacrosse. If this stick is right here, at any moment, I can do a million different things with it. All right, I can fake it, I can shoot it, all right, I can dodge from here, I can spin it around my shoulders and catch it, all right, all those different things, they all happen from right here. Okay, if I hold my hands down here, now, if I want to pass it, either I got to do that, which isn't a very accurate pass, or I've got to take a second to bring it up to here. All right, and as you guys get older and you start playing at a faster pace, the amount of time it takes you to go from here to here, that gap that was open may no longer be open, okay? Or that shot that you thought you had, by the time you get your hands up and back, all of a sudden the slide got to you. All right, so if you can learn to run, if you can learn to play at all times with your stick right here, resting on your shoulder, sitting right by your ear, all right, you're gonna be at a really big advantage, and you're gonna be much more dangerous lacrosse player. So I challenge you guys, whether you're standing in line, all right, whether you're sitting there listening to me talk, just learn how to let your stick live right here on your shoulder blade, right by your ear, okay? The second thing, we come out to practice, all right? When I was at Loyola, our practice, say, would start at noon every day, all right? 12 to 4 every single day. We've got film and then we've got practice. The expectation was that every single player had 200 touches on their right hand and 200 touches on their left hand off of the wall before practice. Okay, so if practice started at noon, that meant at noon we were on the field, all of our pads on, chin straps buckled, and we had already gotten our 400 touches, 200 right and 200 left off the wall. All right, we don't have a wall out here, but there's plenty of buddies that can be partners. Okay, and instead of taking practice time to go out there and do a partner pass, all right, you guys get here, put on your pads immediately, get out on the field, and see what I call them free reps. Free reps, right? Your parents have to pay for the reps that come between 6 and 7:30, all right? But those reps at 6:20, they're free. All right, you can get out here at 6:20 and you can start banging the ball with a friend. Okay, and there's one of two ways you can do it. So go ahead and hop up here for me, or coach, either one. All right, you can do it like what I say, like the cool kids at the beach, right? You see the cool kids at the beach, and they're out here and they're like this, what's up, yeah, I can go around the world, all that stuff, and we're not really getting any better, all right? Or you can say, I got 10 minutes. Let's see if I can get 500 touches in those 10 minutes, all right? And every time I play catch, I stand like I'm on a surfboard, right? Who watches Matt Ryan and Tom Brady playing the Super Bowl? How many passes did they throw standing like this with their hips squared up? Not a single one. Not a single one, right? Anytime you have the ball in your stick, guys, you're the quarterback. You're the quarterback of the team. So you want to stand like a quarterback stands. Hips sideways, right? I'm a right-hander, so my left hip is pointing at my target, and I'm bouncing on my toes, just like a quarterback. All right, just like I'm Matt Ryan. All right, now every time I throw, I'm going to step onto my left foot. Going with my right hand, I'm stepping onto my left foot. All right, a couple other little things here. Where do you think my stick is starting from?
Shoulder.
My shoulder, right? Right next to my ear. That head of the stick is right next to my head. It's protected. All right, I play with the long pole. I like to choke up on it and use it just like a short pole right here by my ears. All right, once I get to this spot, now I'm going to use the butt end of my stick as an aimer. All right, so I'm going to point my butt end wherever I want it to go, and then as long as I'm coming from my shoulder and it's an overhand pass, there's no way I can miss left or right. All right, if I point my butt end at him and I throw it overhand, the only place I can miss is high or low. All right, I can't miss left or right. And when I play catch, as opposed to just being satisfied, you know, if he makes a catch, all right, throwing bad pass, oh, he caught it, so that's fine. All right, that's not good enough, okay? Again, you're striving to get to a higher level, passes got to be in the box. So I'm paying attention to how many straight passes can I put right next to his ear. All right, and if I get here 10 minutes before every practice and I do it at this pace, I'll get those 500 touches. All right, and maybe the first day I'll count 15 that I threw that weren't right in the box. And I'll make it my goal to do less than that the next day. I'll get out there 10 minutes early, I'll get in my partner pass. Maybe that day I had 12 that are outside the box. And my goal is by the end of the season, I want to go that full 10 minutes without having to put my stick down and without throwing a single pass outside of the box, right? I'm trying to put every single one right on his ear, all right?